It is my pleasure, and I really mean that, it is my pleasure to welcome you here today to our One Water Awards celebration, where we will be honoring 6 water efficiency projects that excel in innovation, creativity, and of course, water efficiency. I'm Gary Chilkin. I will be acting as your MC today. I am part of Metropolitan Water District's water efficiency team. The water efficiency team develops, implements, and oversees Metropolitan's water conservation incentive programs. I've had the fortune to work on Metropolitan's water savings incentive program since 2015, and that has allowed me to meet a number of champions of water efficiency, people who have had the initiative to try something different, to develop or embrace new technologies, and show how saving water can and should be part of a good, sustainable business model. You'll hear more about these projects shortly, but while I have a moment, just want to share a couple of quick thoughts about why we're here. Recognition of these projects comes out of the desire to make sure that these champions are recognized for leading the way. Many of them took some chances or needed to convince others, partners, managers, investors, that their project would be worth the costs. Even though sustainability and environmental concerns are being embraced more and more, the bottom line is still the most important metric for most businesses. We want to use these stories to show others in the commercial, industrial, institutional, and ag sectors that these projects can be successful and the water savings attainable. So I thank you all for making the effort to be here today. And we'll start off the program with remarks from Metropolitan's General Manager, Adel Haj Khalil.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see all of you. Great to see the representation of our member agencies and the retail agencies and everyone doing the job that we all need to do, conserving water, preparing ourselves for the future. The future that I think is not gonna look like what we had over the last 100 years. And I was sharing with a reporter the other day that this is a transformational moment in our history. I called it the Mulholland moment, the second Mulholland moment. And he said, "Who's the next Mulholland?" And I said, "Every single one of us is a Mulholland. Every single one in this Southern California region is a Mulholland. Each one of you is a Mulholland by the actions we take. The resident that we have at home is a Mulholland. The business that's doing the right thing, conserving, is a Mulholland. The agencies and the leaders are Mulhollands. Our board are leading the way, are Mulhollands. We all are. Let's take that to heart. And I think today is really a reaffirmation of this huge responsibility, but great opportunity that we have to transform our future, because none of us want to have a day where we turn the faucet and we don't have water. It got close in some parts of the region, Tony, in our state-dependent areas, where we, after many years of almost zero allocation from the state project, Tom knows it, Shivaji and others, we were that close of not having water. And we used our reservoirs everywhere. And we called on everyone to conserve and reduce our consumption by 35%. Everybody came through. And I know how difficult it was, but we were able to do it. Our responsibility now is more important than ever. We need to plan for the future. We need to plan for these extremes that we have to manage. I call it the climate whiplash. And it's the extremes that we deal with every single day now. We're going to have years of no water and 1 year of ample rain and snow. So how we manage that? And we always need to figure out how we conserve. That's conservation. Conservation is a way of life, but also how we can capture water when we have it to store it, and how we build the infrastructure to move it around. That's the climate resiliency, climate adaptation that we're looking at. And tomorrow, there's a workshop at Metropolitan, and Liz Crossan will be leading the effort along with our board and the board members about talking about what does reliability mean to us in this new climate? What does resiliency mean to us? What does affordability mean? So we're going to be planning for this future together, each one of us. But you are now, we want to celebrate you. You're an example of what can be done, what needs to be done. So when I actually were asked to speak about this, I was just excited because they put one water, so I was very excited about it. And that's how they got me here. It's either lunch or one water, so whichever one. Lunch wasn't that great, but I felt one water is okay. But it's really an honor to be with you. You're leading the way. Each one of you is leading the way in your actions, your members' action, your business partners. Everyone is doing a great job, and you'll hear about these water saving achievements of the businesses and the municipalities that have done. But let me first also acknowledge some of the board members who are here from Metropolitan. Our chair of the board, Adan Ortega. Adan. Our board vice chair, Gail Goldberg, is here. Our board vice chair also, Heather Penning. You'll be hearing from her next. Jackie McMillan. Jackie. Tony Fellow. Tony. And Carl Seckel. Carl. And I'm not sure if Dennis Erdman made it. Did Dennis make it, Carl? No, all right. If any board member I didn't mention, I'm sorry if I did not. But this board is really committed to really changing and preparing us for the future, and do it in a way that no one is left behind. That's a commitment. Every member agency, every agency is going to be taken care of when it comes to water, when it comes to affordability and investments. So we're going to do it together. And you are the example of these awards. I'm a very believer in partnerships and collaboration. And you probably hear me talk about the solution to what we do is the three I's: integration, innovation, and inclusion. And what you see here today is all three together, working together, fire department working with the water agency, the businesses working with their providers, thinking outside the box of how to do the right things in terms of training to save water, but also coming together and collaborating. So that's what's at stake. All of us coming together, working together, innovating and thinking outside the box, and then integrating our activities. So it's great to see also the general managers and leaders that my partners. I see all of them: Tony, Tom. I see Nabil and Caesar here. Who else do I see on the side? Uh, Shivaji. And when I look around, a lot of them are great partners and leaders, and we meet regularly to ensure that we're all collaborating. And I know how much it means for all of us to work together because they are representing you with us, but at the same time, we can't do our job in Met without the feedback and the input from the member agencies. So thank you for all what you do and for the work you do. Conservation is going to be so critical for us. You've heard the news today. We should reach a consensus agreement on the Colorado River for next 3 years between the lower basins. We submitted that to the Bureau of Reclamation. They're going to take that and analyze it. It's a good news. It's a voluntary agreement instead of being mandated and have it just a one-way direction. It was through collaboration. We're able to bring all three states, Arizona, Nevada, and California, together with the upper states to come up with a plan. And the bottom line on this plan is conserving water, and do it in a way that works for everyone. And we know it's not one size fits all. We know each one is different. That's the creativity, the innovation that you bring. And that's the same level of innovation is applied across the watershed in the Colorado River. So great news, and thank you for what you do, and appreciate your leadership at every moment. So I know we're going to leave here today. I'm going to empower you today to really become the ambassador of water conservation and water resiliency. Each one of us can send a message out there. I've talked to Nabil and Caesar. We've had lunch and talked about how we make sure that no one is left behind, how our disadvantaged communities continue to receive water and ensure affordability for them and not left behind. That's the same thing Adan looks at with our smaller water agencies. The same thing we all need to do. It's critical that we all work together, whether protecting our groundwater basins, recharging groundwater basins, and do it in a fair, equitable way across the board. That's the future. And that's the new Met, that's the transformed Met that we all believe in. And I'm glad that we're doing it here. It's going to be great for all of us to really plan for the future for the next 100 years that I think is going to be great for all of us. And you're going to look back one day and say, hey, I was part of that process. So be proud of what you're doing, because I think right here today you're starting a movement of saving every single drop, because every drop we can save is a drop we can store for the future of our children and our businesses and our communities. So thank you for what you do. Let me give you a big hand. Climate is with us. It's not we're planning for. It's here. We felt it. We know what it looks like. We know what it's going to be, and we need to adapt to it. So in our board, we have vice chair for climate action, Heather Repenning, and Heather is leading the way in ensuring that we are prepared and ready to respond to climate action. So I want to ask Heather to come and provide her comments. Heather.
Thank you, Adele. It's a pleasure to work with you. And as some of you know, I had a chance to work with Adele at the City of Los Angeles as well, and I just find our work relationship really a great part of my life. I wanted to actually thank our chair as well for all that he does, Chair Ortega. He's been incredibly humble and generous in his approach to leadership on our board, and so he's created many new opportunities for board members representing all parts of our service area to be part of the leadership team. And I think it's a very smart and I enjoy being part of this team because of Chair Ortega's generosity and humility. So thank you. You're also, of course, an architect of Met's water conservation programs going back several years now, including your work on Be Water Wise many years ago. So thank you as well for your leadership in conservation. I want to thank as well the Met staff that were part of this program today. At the Metropolitan Water District, we're very blessed to have some of the best in their fields, including folks like Brad Coffey, Liz Crossan, and everyone who's been part of this work here today. So just want to thank you guys as well for all you do and in bringing together these opportunities for innovation among our member agencies. When people talk about climate change, of course, it's always like, it's stressful. I mean, it's a stressful topic, and it's not clear on all fronts how we're going to sort of adapt. But the one thing working in water that gives me, confidence, that eases my sense of anxiety about our water supply is that I do know that we actually have some of the most intelligent and innovative people working as part of our community, and and so that's all of you. I just want to. It's great to know that like this group right here is capable of doing amazing things. I think that we still have some really big cards left to play. Obviously, we're grateful to the work of Adele and his staff on the Colorado River. Conservation is very important. Water saved is water. Our board recently as well has embraced tentatively support for conserving water on non-functional turf. Um, and Water recycling is another big area of opportunity for us that we're pushing as hard and as far as we can with our Pure Water project. Obviously, we see a lot of opportunities with stormwater capture and storage of all kinds of water. And then the fourth opportunity is mandatory veganism. So I look forward to just seeing if you are paying attention. Um, anyway, so we're now in our second year of implementation of our climate action plan as well as at Met. That plan offers a roadmap for how we'll reduce greenhouse gas emissions from our operations with a goal of reaching carbon neutrality by 2045. As Adele mentioned, our board is developing a climate adaptation master plan. We hope you'll all be a part of it. It is going to be much better with everyone's participation and input. We're thankful for all of our partners across the region who are engaging with us in this process. And I know that together we can confront these challenges and we can face them with strength and innovation, creativity. With that, I offer congratulations to all of today's winners, and I look forward to hearing more about your projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Repenning. Is there a timeline to the mandatory veganism? Okay. Do we go like vegetarian then pescatarian? Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and start getting into the awards presentations, and I'll just kind of give you a quick snapshot of what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and call up some VIPs to actually do the introductions and give the awards. And while that's happening, you'll be able to see a short video clip that gives you a little bit more detail about the projects. So to start off the presentations, I'd like to introduce Steve Ely, the Board Vice President of Inland Empire Utilities Agency. Come to the stage.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Ely, Vice President of the Inland Empire Utilities Agency Board, and I represent Chino and Chino Hills on the IEUA board. I'm very excited to announce this award. The city of Chino has been a model city within our region. Over the years, the city has shown leadership in identifying new strategies to become more efficient in providing meaningful services to the over 92,000 residents they serve. Understanding the roots of the community, a family-oriented culture with residents that go back 3 to 4 generations. It was very important that Chino found ways to improve the spaces where residents live, work, and play. In fact, the State of the City theme just earlier this month was Booming City, Lasting Legacy. And I think this really plays to that. The video you're about to see showcases what started as a pilot program and has become an efficient irrigation standard at all city parks. Special thank you to UGMO for their partnership with the City of Chino. Let's take a peek at what the Public Works Department implemented to achieve these water savings.
It's a sense of pride that we take with the community.
We do get compliments from the community about how our parks look.
We have sensors that go directly into the location at root zone level, and so our monitoring is taking place where the plant life is. We know exactly how much water is needed.
The city began to realize that there was less maintenance involved. So it required less staff to do irrigation repairs.
We're able to monitor how much water is needed, and so the landscape contractor doesn't have to go to the clock.
When we have those water savings and the cost savings, we said, why not look at where else we could implement the system and have more savings? The motivation to just keep conserving wherever we can. We want other people to conserve. We want to be a leader in innovation in the community and show that the city of Chino implemented this stuff and others can too. The community, they've noticed the parks are greener. We get a lot of feedback on how nice the parks are even during the watering restrictions. They take pride in their city and so does city staff.
So the incentive program that Be Waterwise implemented is a game changer.
And we are honored to welcome Ben Orozco, Public Works Services Manager, to the stage to accept this One Water Award on behalf of the City of Chino Public Works Department.
Thank you, everyone. Taking time out of your day to come over here. I know we all have busy schedules, so thank you to Steve and IUA for recognizing our conservation efforts. They gave us an award earlier, a few weeks back. Mo, that was a beautiful video. Thank you for putting that together. I would like to say thank you to Metropolitan Water District for creating this water savings incentive program. That provided the city options to look at how we're conserving water, how we want to better conserve water. The incentive saving program led us to UGMO Technologies, which, as you've seen in the video, is an underground soil monitoring sensor system. It's capable of measuring soil moisture, temperature, and salinity within each zone of irrigation. I would like to thank our contractor, Heritage Design and Build, for the installation of the system, along with their water monitoring and management of the system. They manage and let us know if there's any leaks, or we get it to our contractor, we pinpoint leaks quicker with this system. Helps save time, water. So this technology has saved over 4 million gallons of water per year at the city parks, and Chino has seen a $30,000 reduction in water costs while keeping the parks green, and our community happy with even through drought restrictions. When restrictions came through, we were able to use this technology to get a variance to keep watering our parks and keep them green for the community so it didn't harden up. They were still out there enjoying the water, the grass and the greenscape. Chino has now installed the UGMO system sensors in our parkways and medians and is anticipated about a 16 million gallon in water savings this year. It's a huge technology. We just want to thank everybody for coming out again. Sorry, I lost my train of thought on my speech, but water is very important to us. We all conserve, even in times of non-drought. It's every drop saved is money in the bank, as we should say. Thank you, appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank
you. All right. Next, I would like to introduce Carl Seckel to the stage to present the next award to the City of Huntington Beach. Carl is a board director of the Municipal Water District of Orange County and the agency's representative to the Metropolitan Water District Board.
Thank you, everybody. As an elected official at Municipal Water District of Orange County, my division actually covers Costa Mesa, Huntington Beach, and Seal Beach, and I'm pleased to be able to present the award today to the City of Huntington Beach. City of Huntington Beach Public Works Department is driven by water use efficiency. Through innovative strategies and approaches, the department has made it a goal to improve its systems and provide a more sustainable solution to its residents and communities. Many agencies use hydrant flushing as a way to keep the water quality high in their systems and to ensure that the hydrants are in good working order. However, typically, hydrant flushing involves water flowing down gutters. Well, City of Huntington Beach identified a way that would eliminate that instead. They came up and introduced what is called a no-des system to significantly cut water use during standard flushing operations. Now, no-des, you should have a question as to what is no-des. And I'm not the one that named it, but no-des stands for Neutral Output Discharge Elimination System. Think of discharge elimination. So that's really the benefit of this technology. So we applaud the department for leading by example by prioritizing conservation and identifying ways to optimize performance and operations across the city. And there's a video here, so you get to actually see what a no-des system looks like. So let's take a look and see how they made water savings possible in their city.
What can we do to just make the quality of life better for the residents? Having that rebate there was just almost just a win-win, like, yes, the money's there, it will help, let's do our part. Metropolitan do their part, and let's make this investment for our residents.
In the past, when we wanted to clean our pipes, we would open up a hydrant and we would flush the line. And a lot of times that water would just run into the curb and gutter, flow into the storm drain, and that water wasn't able to be used. With the no-des truck, we're able to run the water through 2 different fire hydrants and circulate it so none of that water gets wasted.
We're leading the way of conserving water, that we're not just putting the burden on the residents.
A full flushing of a certain section is about 240,000 gallons a day.
The City of Huntington Beach, our team is really collaborative, very supportive. We'll have teams work across different sections. So our production group, our distribution group, and our water quality group all work hand in hand to deploy new technologies.
We're going to lead by example.
So thank you, City of Huntington Beach, and I'm honored to welcome Alvin Papa here from the city, Deputy Director of Public Works, and I had the pleasure of spending the last weekend with Alvin on the Colorado River Aqueduct Tour. So Alvin is full of all kinds of additional good information for us today. So Alvin, happy to help welcome you and accept the award on behalf of the City of Huntington Beach. Thank you.
All right, thank you everybody for having us. First and foremost, we want to thank the members of our City of Huntington Beach team, Rudy Ocampo and Lori Hill, who serve as foundation of our water efficiency program. And then our boys in the back who actually run the truck. They flush about 1 mile a day. Next, really would like to thank Met for putting this program together. Without the grant funding possible, we wouldn't have been able to purchase this vehicle. The no-des elimination system, so we've been able to save up to 69 million gallons to date since we've purchased it, which is an amazing feat. And so thank you guys for that. And also do want to say thank you for hosting the Colorado River Tour. It's given me a better understanding of the regional impact that Met has had on our region, on our nation. And I'm truly amazed the fact that they're able to make such a huge impact on regional level, yet consistently provide local support to our agencies and water districts at the local level. So thank you, Met, for the appreciation and the acknowledgement. Thank you for the partnership. We appreciate all that you do and look forward to your continued leadership.
Okay, I would now like to introduce Anthony Fellow, Board Director of Upper San Gabriel Valley Municipal Water District and Board Representative of Metropolitan Water District, to the stage. Director Fellow will present the next award to the Los Angeles County Arboretum and Botanic Garden.
I'm very happy to present this award today. I live 5 minutes from the Arboretum, and after 50 years, I'm going to make a confession, which I have never made to my priest. You know those signs? Where's John? Those signs that say, "Don't swim in the lake"? My sisters and I never obeyed it because they used to make the Tarzan movies there. And Tarzan got on the palm trees, and he just swung across the lake, but we never made it. But it was fun to swim there. My parents to this day don't know why we always came home wet, but we enjoyed it. Now that's off my chest, I can go to heaven. But I'm happy to talk about the Los Angeles Arboretum, which is a cultural and historical public garden spanning 127 acres in the heart of the San Gabriel Valley. And it hosts a variety of lush trees and diverse collection of California-friendly and native plants that thrive in the semi-arid and Mediterranean climates. Since the start of the century, the Arboretum has welcomed millions into its botanical garden to learn about conservation and embrace nature's beauty. And historically, it has been valued as a local water resource with finite and precious resources. This ethic is showcased by the water efficiency incorporated into its garden design and native plant section. I'm proud to show you at this time the video which tells the story of how water-smart actions have helped maintain the gardens that we enjoy to this day while adapting to the changing weather conditions and water supply challenges we face in our region today. So let's take a look at it.
So the Arboretum was founded in 1947 with the mission of helping Southern California create more climate-appropriate landscapes and more beautiful landscapes. It was incumbent upon us to become a model for water conservation.
It's in our strategic plan is to continue to improve our irrigation technologies and install new systems. As funding becomes available, we need to seek that funding.
So the grant enabled us to take a major portion of our irrigation system and bring it to the highest standards of efficiency and help us save a whole lot of water.
We've done a lot of things at the Arboretum over the years to reduce the amount of water we use. The turf wasn't essential to the overall landscape itself, have been removed.
We are building a new entrance, and an important part of that project is a stormwater management system that's going to enable us to take all of the runoff coming off our impermeable surfaces in our parking lot and get that water cleansed and fed at a slower rate into the larger drainage system, where it eventually will end up in recharge ponds and go back into the aquifer to increase the water supply here in the San Gabriel Valley. What has given me the most hope is seeing so many people come to the Arboretum, see plants, see approaches to irrigation, approaches to managing their landscapes, and then going home or going into their community and making those changes happen locally.
And we're honored today to welcome Jim Hendrick, Curator of the Living Collections, and Andrea Vanna, Section Head of Sustainable Planning, to the stage to accept the One Water Award on behalf of the Los Angeles County Department of Parks and Recreation's Arboretum and Botanical Garden. Andrea.
Andrea.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Los Angeles County Arboretum and Botanic Garden and the Department of Parks, LA County Department of Parks and Recreation, we are honored that that Metropolitan Water District has recognized our efforts and awarding us this One Water Award. The Arboretum has world-class genetically diverse plant collections that contain within 127 acres that do rely on water. This being said, we are continually committed to actively promote water conservation and seek additional ways to improve our watering practices in ways that will continue to reduce water use while providing the water that these valuable living collections require to not only survive, but to thrive. As we move forward, we will continue to focus on the development of unique California-friendly botanical collections, exhibits, and educational experiences. Once again, we are honored and thank the Metropolitan Water District for this One Water Award.
Hello, I'm Andrea Vona. I lead our sustainability section for the County of Los Angeles Department of Parks and Recreation. And I also want to say a few things just on behalf of the county parks overall. We're very much here for it. We're looking forward to continuing to work with Metropolitan Water District on a myriad of conservation initiatives and projects. We're so proud of this project at the LA County Arboretum and look forward to as we manage and actively steward over 30,000 acres of parkland and an enormous urban forest. There's so much potential for what lies ahead in ways we can continue to collaborate on conservation initiatives, whether it be stormwater capture, non-functional turf grass replacement, leaning into climate resilient plant species, et cetera. We probably need some help upgrading some of our parks for smart water controllers. So hope to collaborate with folks in this room and kind of continue to work forward through that. So we are so honored, and we thank everyone here for the recognition and look forward to doing more together.
I'd like to take just a minute and mention something about these rewards that we are handing out. These awards are created from sustainable materials by a local business, Los Angeles Clean Tech Incubator. In addition to creating these really neat, these really beautiful awards, we applaud Clean Tech for sharing our commitment to workforce development, including a mentorship program, increasing opportunities for women who want to pursue jobs in the clean tech and green sector economies. So these awards have additional meaning. So I want to make sure that we remembered that. Okay, now I would like to introduce Gail Goldberg, Vice Chair of Metropolitan Water District and Board Representative of the San Diego County Water Authority to the stage. She will present the next award to Rice Canyon Ranch.
Thank you all very much. I'm really excited to be here today to talk about a project that we in San Diego County are extremely proud of. Rice Canyon Ranch, a sprawling 60-acre avocado grove in Fallbrook, has been a family-owned business for over 20 years. Their story is compelling and unique. It demonstrates how an incentive program coupled with ingenuity and out-of-the-box thinking has provided opportunities for growth and financial sustainability. Growing avocados is water intensive, and the recent drought and concerns about future water availability have posed many challenges to the ranch's operations. The Kane family turned to the latest water efficiency science and research to secure a more sustainable future for their business. This is a real-world example of how new and innovative techniques not only help save water and cut down operational costs, but also help pave a path forward and secure a more sustainable future for their business. Here's a video about the work at Rice Canyon Ranch, an avocado grove that continues to thrive thanks to innovation and a bold vision by its owners.
Between my mom, who's my business partner, and I, we own a 60-acre avocado grove in Fallbrook, California. The thing about avocados is they're very, very water intensive. Historically, when there are years of lots of water, everything's fine, but when you go through multiple years of drought, that's where it becomes an issue. We were trying to do everything we could to save water. There was a point where on the avocado ranch, we were spending $250,000 to $300,000 a year on water. But as production was coming down, we couldn't spend that anymore. Metropolitan Water District was offering a water incentive grant, more of a water innovation, it seemed like. And that was right up our alley. Instead of 100 trees per acre, we were going to try to put 400 trees per acre. And that would effectively allow us to water more trees in the same amount of space. When you have these trees that are 40 to 50 feet high, and you realize that that's probably not the most efficient use of water and resources, two options that you have: cut down the tree completely or stump it. That involves taking the tree trunk, cutting off all the limbs, and basically bringing it back to a, call it a 6 foot tall stump. And what happens with that is you can turn off the sprinklers there on that tree and let it continue to just grow, and it will regrow and it'll be more vigorous than before. Avocado tree only really takes water in from the first 6 inches or so. So why do we need to water anything below 6 inches? And so we looked at water sensors, and definitely the Metropolitan Water District's grant allowed us to do a lot of that. Try stumping, try high density planting, try water sensors. So it was really super helpful. I don't know that we'd be where we are today without it.
We are very honored today to welcome Josh Kane, family owner, to the stage to accept this award on behalf of Rice Canyon Ranch.
So I didn't prepare anything. So first off, I did want to thank everybody here at the Metropolitan Water District. Definitely wanted to thank Gary through this application process for this incentive award. I kept trying to, and I don't know about, I think we were learning together. Because this is not set in stone. There's no real, it's pieces of science that we're piecing together, trying to figure out how to save a lot of money where possible. So by doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, we've been successful so far. But with climate change, with the drought, there's no guarantee that we'll be here in the future. But definitely without this award, we wouldn't have been here today. That's for sure. So anyway, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Okay, next I would like to introduce Jackie McMillan, Board Director of Cayugas Municipal Water District and Board Representative of Metropolitan Water District, to the stage. Director McMillan will present the next award to Ventura County Fire Department.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and I'm so glad to see everybody here. This is a great event. As Adele did in his introductions, he said there were 6 agencies of ours that were hit very hard by this historic drought, and 3 of them were hit even harder, and that was Las Virgenes, Cayugas, and LA. And so for us, the only way we were able to get through it is through collaboration and also with conservation. But on a part and parcel of that, you have to include innovation. That's why I think this is so important, because it's going to move us forward with all these new technologies that come forward so that we can make more with less. Anyway, I want to welcome the Ventura County Fire Department. It serves over 800,000 residents and 33 fire departments across the county. It responds to over 45,000 incidents per year. And as you know, water is very integral to firefighting, but it's also very important when it comes to training. Thanks to the department's data-driven and forward-thinking approaches to utilizing the latest technology, millions of gallons of water are now being recirculated and recaptured with each training. This system has quickly become an essential tool that allows firefighters and engineers to train and practice real-world life-saving scenarios where full flow water is needed. So with that, I'd like to turn your attention to the video so we can see how the leadership and these operations are done.
We put an awful lot of emphasis on training because at a moment's notice, I couldn't tell you what skill that is going to be required of you today. So it's been a passion of mine making sure that our people provide the best possible service out there, and it starts with us being progressive at understanding the changing environment. I won't call it a waste because we are getting training out of it, and we need to train to stay proficient in the skills that I have mentioned as well. But a way to recapture that was what was missing. So that's where the pump pods came about, was they took an idea of reclaiming or recapturing that water, still allowing the first responders in the community to train to be proficient in those skills, but to recapture the water they were using in these different training exercises so they could still maintain all of their skills, recapture the water, and yet understand what California was going through with not only drought conditions, but also the availability of water across the entire state.
Now that we're able to fill up this device of a pump pod with 500 gallons of water and recycle it, we're saving thousands of gallons of water. We can be in Camarillo in one location, and we could train as if they're in a rural spot where they have very little water flow, and they have to be able to work through those problems and situations. Our goal is to serve our community best. And we're able to work with them, and they're able to work with us to figure out these solutions.
The fire department is a public agency. We are a government agency. We respond to the needs of the community. And the term "be water wise," the terms that are out there, we market that. When you have these type of things and you understand that there is tremendous value to the water purveyor, just as much as there is value to the fire service, it is truly then a partnership because we are helping them and they are helping us.
Thank you. And with that, I'm honored to welcome Assistant Chief John Spikerman to the stage to accept the award on behalf of the Ventura County Fire Department.
Well, good afternoon. My name is John Sparkman. I'm Assistant Chief for the Ventura County Fire Department and been part of the department for 33 years. So first off, I always want to thank the Metropolitan Water District and Gary for taking chances with us. And like Chad Cook said, I didn't prepare anything either, but he said exactly what I was going to say. That it's a collaborative thing. So thank you very much for honoring us. The fire department is never accused of saving water. But when we go out and train, they talked about that training that we have to do. Even when I was studying for engineer, we would have to go to secret places because you have to flow the water to be able to get our people to where they need to be. So you don't want to be training during an emergency. So I also want to thank our partners with the Water District and Bill. And I got to start with this. I had nothing to do with the project. So I am getting an award for something I did not do, had any part of, except support wherever I could. But I know Bill worked with one of our current battalion chiefs to design the pump pod, and Ventura County never buys anything off the shelf and uses it. We always have to customize it to our abilities. So it causes vendors not to really want to work with us too much. But when we get a product, we get what really works for us and works for our community. So thank you, Bill. Thank the water districts. I don't know everybody's name, so thank you very much. Because without those partnerships, we couldn't do it. And I know that there's, like I was telling them a story when I was a training chief, and we were going through a drought. The water district was looking for, the stuff that's metered, they can measure. But where's the water that they don't measure? Well, we're part of that issue. The fire department flows water, and they're missing millions of gallons of water. So, thank you guys for dealing with us. And I think this is why it's a great partnership. And that's what Chad talked about. It's like, hey, we're helping you and you're helping us. And we're making that all work. So I think those are the kind of things we're always looking for. I have to thank the guys that did all the work. It's been a bunch of different people that did things. I think we ended up purchasing 2. We got funding, and that's where that partnership came together. So now we have 3. It says we saved 41 million gallons. I know they just did engineers testing, training the last 2 weeks. They just finished testing last week. And just in like a 3-week period, right, Brian? 3-week period, we'll flow thousands of gallons a minute for 6 hours a day. So it's like at least 2.7 million gallons was saved just the last 3 weeks for us, which would have, we wouldn't have pumped that much. We would have flowed water and we would have shut it down. That's what we were doing to conserve. But we still would have wasted at least 1 million gallons of water. So that's just what we saved today. And so I have to thank the guys that did all the work, that got the pump pods. And I'll just add this. It's like on emergencies, the fire department's mission is to protect life, property, and the environment. And when we're on emergencies, I think a lot of people can see that when we're trying to save somebody's life or try to save your home. A lot of the things you don't see is what we try to do for the environment. And we have hazmat teams, and we have diking material, and we work with environmental health in the water district when we go on calls when there's water main breaks. But it's the things that I'm more proud about with our department is we are that innovative, proactive department, which we weren't when I first got hired 33 years ago. Where we're out there looking for technologies, we're looking for partners, we're looking to do things. And I think you can see that the training for life and property, that's our firefighting piece. But this is a piece of, this is why we really thank you. This is that piece of the environment that we get to work on, that on an emergency, it's easy to see. But in the normal day-to-day operations of the fire department, it's not. And we're doing things like that, and we're always looking for partners. So I would just like to say thank you again. Without your guys' help and honoring us, I think what it does for us is allows us to teach our younger firefighters too. It inspires them that this is not just something we had to do. It's like, what are we doing this for? It inspires them to realize that, hey, anytime you get, we never want an award, but every time you get an award, it does kind of give you that pat on the back to say, hey, we're doing the right thing. Let's continue to do the right thing. So thank you very much. Enjoy the day. Oh yeah, I don't want to forget this.
All right, we're in the home stretch. I would finally now like to introduce Mike Gardner, Board President of Western Municipal Water District, to the stage. Director Gardner will present the next award to the Victoria Village Homeowners Association.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm going to try to wrap it up for you semi-quickly. So, Victoria Village Homeowners Association in Riverside features almost 200 homes on 35 acres that is just immaculately landscaped. which is one of the reasons people want to live there. As the region's wholesaler, Western Water is proud to partner with our local retail providers. This time, Riverside Public Utilities. We have a couple representatives here. Thank you for coming. To support our customers in transforming lawns into beautiful water-efficient landscapes. Open spaces are important to the quality of life for all of us, and particularly for the residents of Victoria Village. Victoria Village is a model for providing attractive outdoor spaces while making the most of our water resources. The association upgraded its entire irrigation system by installing wireless soil moisture sensors that use data to use water more efficiently. This has improved the appearance of landscaped areas throughout the community and has reduced the amount of money that they're spending on watering common areas. And it's projected that over 10 years, they'll save 58 million gallons of water with this, while still watering the same things. A special thank you to UGMO Technologies for their innovative designs and collaboration with Victoria Village. And without further ado, here's a little glimpse of the Victoria Village community and the installation of its more efficient state-of-the-art irrigation system.
Victoria Village is a vast property. It's close to 50 years old. It sits on about 35 acres, and much of it being landscaped turf area with a large number of trees, pushing about 700 trees. So the water costs, depending on rates and various climate and other scenarios, have been rather exorbitant.
Many times we have the arborists and maintaining the trees is a major capital expense. It's a cycle, but there's a constant of landscaping.
The village having so much turf, it's been a real challenge to keep the way everyone expects it to look, and the constant limitations that are being imposed on it with water restrictions by the state and so on. We've looked at different technologies over the years to help with mitigating those costs to some degree. We've gone with company UGMO, and their product line has soil monitors that read the moisture in the soil. It's a different kind of technology.
Now the soil tells it's when to turn the water on. It's when people figure that out, they can see, when it first is installed, they can see where the water sensors are being placed and stuff.
I would say the installation process was rather seamless. We didn't have any real issues. Everything's pretty dialed in now as far as how the system works and the people that are taking care of it. We have a very good board of directors there at Victoria Village, to where the board is very hands-on.
I'm positive that all the homeowners are happy with it. They take pride.
The village looks good. It's got a lot of curb appeal. It's a very enjoyable and nice place to live. And again, it is so rewarding when you see things get done from a physical standpoint, something tangible that you see and that people can enjoy.
Okay, I'm honored to welcome HOA Board President Roger Duncanson and Bud Brown, Property Association Manager of Weldon Brown Company, to the stage to accept the award.
didn't have anything prepared today either, but I just want to say thank you to the MWD and everyone here that's put on this wonderful function and recognizing all the candidates today. Victoria Village is very thankful for being acknowledged for this award. Tremendous effort went into this project. I think we initiated the project about 3 years ago. And we were looking at continued ways to try and save, obviously, on water costs and so forth. And the village is very vast in its landscaped area. So to that end, we began a partnership with UGMO, and that's paid huge dividends and cost savings over this time, which the village has gotten tremendous benefit at. And consequently, too, has been able to keep homeowners' assessments at a reasonable level as well, and not having to offset that with increased water costs. So the membership's been appreciative of that. And so, again, this is just tremendously gratifying to be acknowledged as a candidate and an awardee. And so we're just very thrilled to be here today. So I thank you all again and appreciate it.
All right, I'd like to actually give a round of applause to all the award recipients again. Great job, everyone. As we close the program today, I would like to introduce Brad Coffey, our manager for Water Resources Management Group at Metropolitan Water District, to offer some closing remarks. Brad.
Thanks very much, Gary. And I know how close to your heart this Water Savings Incentive Program is and how you're motivated to just make it a better program all the time. Excuse me. I want to thank you all for attending and honoring all of these fantastic projects today. I hope you find that these have been innovative and creative and entrepreneurial projects across our region. Whether it's using water as effectively as possible through unidirectional flushing or by recycling water for the firefighting, or demonstrating to us and to your neighbors how to use water in the most effective way. I hope this also motivates you to continue in pursuing Water Savings Incentive Program projects. Tell your neighbors, tell your other cities. You have a voice that often we can't provide, whether it's to other fire departments or other homeowners associations. I also want to encourage you all to take advantage of a lot of our other conservation savings programs. Just go to bewaterwise.com and you can find all of our conservation incentives. And finally, I just want to encourage you all to give us feedback. I was inspired by that phrase of learning together. We're proud of our program, but by no means is it optimized. We want to work with you. We want to hear from you about this program, or if you have ideas for other programs, because we want to innovate along with you. Thank you very much.
And before we close today, just a couple of little bits of housekeeping. Please check your badge, the back of your badge, for a sticker. If you have a sticker on it, that entitles you to take the centerpiece at your table home with you. We all like that. And then last, I'd like to ask the reward recipients to just hang out a little bit longer so that we can do a few more pictures. With that, thank you again, everyone, for making the trip today, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.